out your phone. Yeah, Tone. If you wanna parlay, down low wanna parlay. I just hit a parlay. I'ma throw a party. If you wanna parlay, down low wanna parlay. I just hit a parlay. I'm about to throw a party. I just woke up in time to check out my parlay from last night. I hope it's a good day. If I'm on top the leaderboard on Wanna Parlay, that mean it's a good day. Oh yeah, I forgot that the Hawks played. I bet you Jordan Poole have an off day. Guaranteed Travis Hunter made a mouse play. If so, I done cashed on my parlay. 2 picks, 4 picks, 6 picks, 7 picks. Pick your poison. Wanna Parlay, then download the app right now. Come on, join it. You lose one time, gotta keep on going. Flip them winnings, gotta stack them coins. Stay in the race like Jackie Joyner. You will win if you stack them points up. NBA, CBB, MLS, NFL, MLB. Take your time, build your slip. NHL, MMA, UFC. Yeah, you can go big on big. Yeah, or you can go small on small. World Series, Super Bowl, March Madness, Championship, win them all. If you wanna parlay, down low wanna parlay. I just hit a parlay. I'ma throw a party. If you wanna parlay, down low wanna parlay. I just hit a parlay. I'm about to throw a party.
And we are back. We are live. Welcome back to the Wanna Parlay Podcast. I'm Lantz Bell. Next to me is Jack Newheisel, and below me is Tone the Goat. Jack, go ahead and start us off by telling the beautiful people who sponsors this podcast.
As always, this lovely program is brought to you by the fine people of Wanna Parlay, home of the $2 parlay and the world's richest parlay, where every day people are turning $2 into $2,000. We are just at the midway point of another one a week, and the boys and girls are already shaking Wanna down for some serious dough. Congratulations to all of you this early in the week to be walking out of the casino with some money won. Also, if you haven't been logging on to Wanna recently, a new update just hit the app. So when you log back on, you're going to see a little bit new layout. It is humming right now. The hero games are logged up, all the pick'ems. It's easy to navigate. Go find what you want to go. One contest in particular I wanted to give a shout out to before we get on with the show. The Home Run Hero comp test. We just got back to baseball season. The guy that won it last week picked the 2 correct home run hitters and wins himself $1,000. If that sounds like something that interests you, go ahead and rip that thing up. I can tell you we had Joe Bags on for a Tuesday interview, and he's been hitting this contest every single night. If you're looking for big value plays, now that one's $10 to enter, but it's a chance to win $1,000 messing around on a Monday night baseball game. So might as well take a look at that. And with that being said, not a lot. We're through the VIP contest. We're sitting tight on the Final Four. We got good baseball going on. Got NBA's got, 10 more days left of it before we hit the play-in games in the playoffs. So a great podcast, you guys, today. Lance, kick us off.
Well, we start every show the same way, accountability hour. And so far this week, accountability hour has not been my friend. It's actually made me lose just more and more confidence in myself. I just become a more and more just scared and don't even want to put plays out there. But had a little 2-game parlay. Blue Jays Mets money line. This was Tuesday night, and Blue Jays got it done, but the fucking sorry ass Mets didn't. I should have known. The Marlins. Tell me about the Marlins, Jack. Are they coming back? Are they a little bit back in it? Or are they still a bad team?
Since you got worked on that Mets money line play, the Mets have gone and won back-to-back. So the Marlins, though, had an electric start to the season. They won 3 of 4 against Pittsburgh, all in walk-off fashion. 3 consecutive walk-off wins. Was the first time anyone had begun a season getting beat with 3 consecutive walk-offs since the 1924 Pittsburgh Pirates. So twice it's been the Pirates. So if you know a Pirates fan out there, spend some time, let them know you care about them, because geez Louise. But the Marlins then come in and steal one against the Mets. They've since returned to the stratosphere and are back to looking like the fish. So it's back to being normal. But a fun little run there to start the season for the fish fans over there.
All right, so Miami got, I guess, a little something to look forward to. I don't know, we'll see. But regardless, I lose, big loser, and we're just going to have to work on it. We're just going to have to be better. Jack, go ahead.
I wasn't great either. Wasn't great by a stretch. I really bet on Devin Booker. He covers his points and assists, had 39 points on his own, covered it just through that. The Suns plus 5.5. They ended up getting beat by 10. Had a chance there with about 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter to get it tight, make it a run, and then all of a sudden just got stuck trading at that 10 number and never scared the 5.5 ever again. And then my baseball parlay came up one short. The Yankees, unfortunately, get beat by the Diamondbacks. The Snakes bats just got hot. Put up 7 runs that game. Were cooking all of a sudden. Had a chance, had a 9th inning home run to make that game close. Did it again against the Snakes last night. We're down 4-0, hit a 3-run bomb, all of a sudden got a close game, but really was never close. The Snakes were top to bottom the better team that night. But I'm not bailing on the Yankees. I'll have them in another parlay tonight to avoid the sweep.
Tone, go ahead.
Yeah. So I guess it was April's Fools if you ask me. But yeah. I had the Mets for the W and I had Mets for minus 1.5. They hit neither one of those. Knicks W, they hit. Knicks minus 13.5. They hit. Hawks W, they didn't hit. Bucks W, they hit. Twins W, they hit. Magic minus 4.5. They hit. Bulls minus 4.5. They hit. Twins won 8-3, by the way. So that was like a sweep. The Nuggets minus 3.5. They didn't hit and they lost by 1. That's a tough one. Then over on my other section, I had Giannis 11.5 rebounds. I was going head to head with someone on that one, and I didn't hit. Devin Booker 24.5 points. He hit. Giannis 31.5 points. He hit. Bradley Beal was a DNP. Devin Booker, I told you guys it was risky. I had the 0.5 blocks. He didn't get one. I would never take that again in my entire life. No wonder it was 6 points worth that one. Quentin Grimes, 20.5 points. He cleared. Anthony Edwards, I took the under. I told you guys fade, and that was a mistake. Julius Randle, 11.5 assists plus rebounds. He hit. And both of my baseball props, they did not hit. Juan Soto and Pete Alonso, neither one of them got a hit. That was it.
Yeah. Still winning day. I was counting that up. Still winning day. Still in the win column. If you tail tone, you go home with some money, which is usually the case. Lancer and I are a little bit of riskier propositions.
Recently, it's just been so goddamn tough. Like, I was on a heater with NBA props, and now it's like we're hitting this weird part of the season where, like, it is awkward. There's blowouts.
It's tough to read who's bailing too. Like, I see Maxey is officially shut down for the season. Like, really tough to bet a Sixers squad right now. Well, I know they want to lose, but I know we got a bunch of guys playing for contracts next year too right now. And coaches are always doing the same. The coaches are in lockstep with the front office on just conceding losses. So it's tough time to bet unless you get 2 playoff teams right around now.
Exactly.
Like a Lakers-Warriors game going on.
Warriors.
Exactly. Yeah. Like right now there's a matchup tonight, Bucks-Sixers. And obviously in most times in the NBA, we would think, oh, this is like I'm taking over in Giannis props. But it's like, oh, this could be a blowout so quick that he plays 25 minutes. So it's brutal stuff. All right, let's move forward to other topics. I got one that I'm kind of jump shipping. I didn't even have it on the notes, but I just threw it on there. Let's talk about that Tuesday night game, Nuggets T-Wolves, because that was insane. We had a 61 point triple double from Jokic in a losing effort. And I think Jokic, when scoring over 50 points, is 1-4 in his career. Insane stuff. It was an insane game. Tone, you were right with the Anthony Edwards under if it just didn't go to double OT, but there was just so much basketball play that no unders were safe. But the game ended with Nuggets up 1, and they get the miss, they get the rebound. Russell Westbrook takes off running, hits Christian Brown on a give and go, and absolutely butchers the layup. Like, it hits near glass, near side of the just a sad, sorry attempt for a game-sealing layup. So there's the argument, hey, why'd you even take the layup in the first place? You're up 1 with 8 seconds, run around, dribble the clock out, get fouled, do, that role. But if you watch the play, he was in stride, it's momentum. I understand going for the layup, but my God, you got to hit that layup, son. Like, that is
Tone, I totally forgot you had the Nuggets this night because you should have covered this number. You should have been in good shape. Russ should make that shot. We come down, miss one, get fouled, and you're at the line to go cover your number and go home a winner. That was as Russell Westbrook as it comes because he had played fantastic too on so many facets of the game up to that point, and then just seemingly there in winning time. You hate to see it. Didn't shoot the ball great all night. It was 0 for 3 from deep, only 4 of 11 from the field. But the Energizer Bunny you get from him. I'm buddies with a couple Nuggets fans. We've got some Colorado kids hanging out over here in California, Tom. And they've all loved Russell Westbrook. I've tried to be like, as a Lakers fan who had to deal with the down years, tried to be like, how are you guys dealing with that nightmare? And they're like all in. They love him. But that right there might be domino one on where, you know, the fandom starts to slowly die. Because that was, by the way, guys, I'm looking at the box score of this game. 28-27 was the overtime score. Are you kidding me? That's 5 minutes of basketball. We got 28-27 in a playoff team. I mean, that's unheard of. I got to go watch just the 5 minutes.
Yeah. No. So my whole point and why I wanted to bring this up was when it comes down to all time, the best point guards of all time, this exact reason is why I have Chris Paul over Russell Westbrook all time. And does anyone argue with that?
That's really tough because it's interesting on the metrics. Because obviously, Chris Paul is your traditional, your John Stockton, your classic, you think of when you hear the word point guard. Russell Westbrook kind of transcended it of being hyper athlete, be able to switch on guard multiple positions kind of deal. Less of the outside shooter, more of a slasher, even though he was a primary ball handler. But you look at it, 0 championships attended by either of them. So 0 conference championships for either of them.
No, they've both been to a finals.
Which finals?
Early Thunder years.
Russ went to the finals with OKC. You're right.
Yeah.
And Chris Paul never got past the Western Conference finals.
No, Chris Paul made it with the Suns.
Oh, made it with the Suns. You're so fucking right. I'm a jackass. So both Western Conference championships.
I forgot.
God dang, man. That's a good question. MVP for Russ, not for Chris Paul.
I'll tell you this.
Go ahead, Tone.
You said Chris Paul and you said Russell Westbrook. Now, let me start with Chris Paul. Chris Paul is a HOF, hands down, Hall of Famer. Hands down, while still playing. He's hands down a Hall of Famer, just like Melo without a ring. He's a Hall of Famer. But fuck no, Lance. Hell, fuck no. Fuck no. You're talking about now. See where you kind of slight the debate in your favor is saying best point guard or better point guard. Okay, but I think that kind of puts Russell at a disadvantage because he's like AI to me. It's like, do you say point guard or do you say shooting guard? I think they should create what's in the middle. Like, what's in the middle of those? That's what they are. Like
1.5. Yeah.
I see that a little bit, but with Westbrook, he has the ball in his hands on every team he's been on and everything. I mean, I know now late in his career and he played with LeBron as a little off the ball or whatever the hell. Russell Westbrook has had the ball in his hands, and that was why Kevin Durant goes to the Warriors. Remember, he's made it pretty clear why he left.
I do not. If I was a coach, Russell would not be bringing the ball up the court, and Russell would not be at the top of the key at deciding what's going on. So no, the best Russell is catch the ball and then make your moves, not hold the ball and decide what the offense is going to do. Hell no, or even bring. He is too sporadic and too like. He'll do some shit and you'll be like, now wasn't that like what the fuck would you like last night?
He had another clutch time. He missed another layup. It was unbelievable. Now he's in his own head. Lonnie Lyle in the chat, by the way, he's come up with the new position. He says SPG, shooting point guard. He has a
point guard. But I mean his feats, and I'll let you go, Jack. But what Russell has accomplished, man, I don't. He's done some LeBron type in his own little bubble. Not LeBron is all the way, but that Oscar Robertson breaking record, man, that was, I can't what has Chris done to compare to that?
Yeah. I just pulled up a head-to-head stat comparison. So there's some numbers on here that are going to be interesting to go through because, Lance, this is a very well-posed question. These guys stack up very well. And, Tone, I kind of lean on your side. I would go stand with the Russell Westbrook group. I would not go to the Chris Paul party on the eye test. Staring down some of these stats right now, Regular season, head-to-head, Chris Paul owns the matchup. He's 25-18 versus Russell Westbrook all time. In the playoffs, dead split. They're 7-7 against each other. Points advantage Russ. He's got 21.2 in his career. Chris Paul just 17. Assists advantage Chris Paul. 9.2 assists per game to Russ's 8. Steals per game advantage Chris Paul. 2 to Russ's 1.6. Blocks per game doesn't really matter. 0.3 advantage Russ to Chris Paul's 0.2. Here's where you start getting, and I agree. I'm so with you here, Tone. Because he does so much with his off-ball movement. I know he's so ball-dominant, but he does so much with his off-ball movement when he was with Houston and when he had to be kind of fit in with some of these places. Now, especially with Denver, you're really seeing it. But Chris Paul, on all these stats, these are all bona fide point guard stats. So field goal percentage advantage Chris Paul. 3-point percentage advantage Chris Paul. Free throw percentage advantage Chris Paul. All that stuff. First team All-NBA advantage Chris Paul. All-NBA, just overall advantage Chris Paul. All defense, 9-0 Chris Paul. 1 MVP to nothing advantage Russ. 12-9 All-Stars Chris to Russ. It's a good question, man. It's a fucking good question. Maybe, can we say this? Maybe we say this. Is the best of Russell Westbrook better than the best of Chris Paul, but the career of Chris Paul better than the career of Russell Westbrook?
Guys, I'm telling you. Go. I haven't even looked at these numbers. Like, this isn't even what I... If you look at Chris Paul and look at the teams before he's arrived, when he's arrived, the difference in win percentage and how much better the team is, I know he hasn't won an NBA championship. It's hard to be the one guy and win an NBA championship as a 6-footer. I don't know if we have one. Maybe Jerry West. Who else? Or Isaiah Thomas. Give Isaiah Thomas his flowers. That he was cold. Chris Paul is the better basketball player overall when it contributing to winning than Russell Westbrook. I saw this quote from Nick Wright, and he says some outlandish shit, so this was a little crazy, but he came out and said Russell Westbrook hasn't contributed to winning basketball in over a decade. I don't know when. I agree.
I think what's great? That's a mirror image. I mean, I get what this, but neither one of them have sniffed anything.
But if you,
we cannot breeze by that MVP. We cannot.
No.
They changed the standard. They changed the standard. They gave it to a guy that was at 6th seed in the West. They changed it because he got a triple-double. If you have those standards, then take Shea out of your MVP talks. He should be gone. He shouldn't even be close because Jokic is averaging a triple-double in his top 3 and 5 statistical categories that we've not seen. He's the modern-day Wilt Chamberlain.
Chris Paul is the last of his style of playing. We would never get a Jalen Green. We would never get a lot of players that we have right now if it wasn't for that number 0. You see 0 around the league because of him. He has transcended. He has raised the bar. He has shown people.
He's not even the best number 0. I'm taking you saw Lillard destroy this man in a playoff series. Absolutely destroy this man. You saw it. We both saw it. We both saw it. He said, "Logo, hey Paul George, call this a bad shot, motherfucker," and just fucking sniped it through his eyes.
I got a thought here where we can get these guys on the same playing table. Wasn't Russell Westbrook the guy they brought in to replace Chris Paul when Chris Paul left Houston? And then didn't they go from being Game 6 up 3-2 versus the Warriors with Chris Paul? And then come back and kind of it all fell apart.
Yeah.
Harden ends up leaving Houston with the Russell Westbrook years. So maybe, shit. Again,
Chris
Tone,
Paul
when I watch the film, I see Russell Westbrook, but these are tough to argue with.
And right now, I'm like, let me also back. I'm not trying to hate on Westbrook at all. Like, I know how historic he is. And I know, but it's like the same with Allen Iverson. I know how much Allen Iverson changed the game. I mean, his handle with the ball, the way he wore his shorts, like everyone, like his swag changed the NBA, you could argue, as much as fucking anyone else.
There is no Chris Paul version that is better than the OKC Russell. And I'm talking about the OKC where I lead the team.
Get out of the first round.
There's not a superstar on my team. Not when you pair me with a James Harden. Not when you pair me with a KD or not when you put and you're trying. No, the Russell that can be Russell and play his Russell and be him. There is no Chris Paul by himself on a team would not have the height of anything that he's accomplished in his career. Russell did it. He did it. Russell did it in OKC, triple double whole year, the whole nine and shebang by himself.
Because there was no one else and he didn't do anything.
But hang on.
It was all empty stats.
He also got that OKC team to the playoffs. That was a hell of a year. Because that OKC team, who was even the number 2 guy in that team? It was still like the white kid from the Sonics.
Yeah. I mean, you got, I'm not saying it was a great team or anything, but
it was that was a good, healthy debate. I'm proud of both of you. You guys brought great smoke, good energy to it. I think it's a good debate. I think it's ongoing. I like it.
It is. It is ongoing. We'll actually come back to it maybe next week because we got other things to talk about. But that's awesome stuff. That's awesome.
That was as good as the podcast has been for months. For those 2 minutes right there, that was as good as the podcast has been for months.
All right, that's awesome stuff. All right, let's move forward. Last night, fucking just great stuff from a great player. Shohei Ohtani walks it off for the Doyers. We thought the first loss of the season was coming for the Doyers and the Braves were going to get their first win. Psych, you thought. It's Shohei bobblehead night. What better way to end it than a walk-off home run? Wait, it was a home run, right? I'm not.
Yeah, walk-off solo shot.
That's what I thought. And then, they're still undefeated. They go on to face the Phillies. Phillies are been pretty good. I know they're a good team. So we'll see what Jack thinks betting-wise towards those. But give me the thoughts. Or is this just a praise for Ohtani? Because he's just...
So there's 2 things. And I'm going to start with the Dodgers here and just say their 103 over-under win total. We called this out the week going in to opening day. The Dodgers are so much better than that. The Dodgers are going to break the record this year. There's no getting by it. Every time I try to find a pitching matchup that's going to beat them, it's Snell, it's Sasaki, it's Yamamoto, it's fucking like the arms coming out. And then even if you beat them up and you get to the bullpen early, well, here comes 3 Cy Young guys. Here's Trinan in the 5th. Here's 5. Like it's a freak show. And last night they're down 5-0. You jump Snell. You do exactly what you want to do if you're a Braves fan. You're up 5-0 through 3. 6th inning, couple shots. Tommy Edman hits a 2-run shot. 5-3 still going bottom of the 8th, feeling great. Run in the bottom of the 8th or tie it up in the bottom of the 8th. Shohei walks it off. Not even extras. They're just too damn good. And this is Freddie Freeman's not playing last night. A couple guys are still down. Like, they're just too damn good right now. Now, I say that all to say that we shouldn't hold the Braves too accountable for going and getting swept by this team, because a lot of teams are going to go get swept by this team all year. But the Braves now, which I actually find them in an awesome spot to start gambling on the Braves. The Braves now find themselves in a very precarious position. I'm trying to look up the exact stat on this because I want to quote the amount of years. But the Braves start off, hang on here. Let me get to the standings. Braves' current record. Does anyone have that handy?
They're 0-8, right? They got swept by Padres.
Dodgers have played more games because they started the Japanese series. 0-7.
0-7.
0-7. No team in the history of baseball has started the season 0-7 and made the postseason.
Is that so? Okay.
That's true. So you're contending with history here. This is a hell of a hole, but this is a Braves team that I literally not 10 days ago said is winning the division. So I have not walking that back at all. I think we're still waiting Acuna to get healthy. Weird deal with Jurickson Profar. I don't know if you guys caught that news.
I saw Profar 80 games.
So we've got to survive 80 games here. We got to survive to get Acuna back. We got to survive to get Profar back. And then all of a sudden watch out for this Braves team because the pitching's still there. Spencer Strider's getting healthy. The bats are still there. Still one of the most electric home field advantages in all of baseball. When they start doing the chop, when you're running out of the bullpen, I mean, good luck to you. I have not faded these Braves at all. Weird start. Sorry you had to play the Dodgers early on the road, but that's just the way it goes. I expect the Braves to bounce back. Let's see what they got going this weekend. They have tonight off, and then they got a weekend series against the Marlins. Here comes the sweep against the Marlins.
Yeah, Lonnie Lyle in the chat says, watch the comeback. # Braves Nation. So, Atlanta, don't be worried.
Here's this hot take for people that are interested in picking them. This team will be back to 500 before they are at 20 losses.
Wow.
I agree.
Wow.
They will be back to 500 before 40 games are played.
Okay. All right. I believe it because you've been talking about the Braves. I mean, they're legit and they've been legit for some time. So
It's been legit, and they've had no problem moving on. Like, it's like when the Red Sox kind of found their rhythm after they won their first World Series. Like, the Braves have been amongst the best organizations in baseball for years. The way they've been able to buy low, sell high with their pitching, like over and over again. They did an early deal with Acuna, so they're not in this $800 million party. They get him on a deal now. I know he's coming off from the injury, but still one top 4 player in baseball, no question. So it's interesting, man. I have not sold my faith on this team at all. I still believe.
It's a fun. That's a fun fact, though, that you said. It's amazing that they have 180 games, and no team that's went 0-7 has made the postseason. I mean, it's still.
Isn't that crazy? Talking 150 years of history here.
Goodness gracious, man.
I mean, and I don't think any team in history has had to go up against, how good the Padres are damn good. And and we all know the Doyers. So, that was a tough start to the season, but I like by 20 losses, they'll be 500. That's awesome. I fucking hope it's true.
There's another Brave stat. Pardon me, guys. I'm picking up the camera just so I can go through my phone because I had it saved on here that I wanted to discuss. I know I'm fucking up camera angles, but
no worries. I think that's a good shot for you right there, Jack. What do you think, Tone? Right
nice
there?
And tight. Play it right in on the face right there.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, here we go. The Braves officially start the season 0-7 after being swept by the Dodgers and Padres. No team in MLB history has ever made the playoffs after starting the season 0-7. It has been 42 years since any such team has even finished with a winning record.
That is crazy.
42, and I'm telling you, in 20 games, we're going to be back to 500. Watch it.
Wow. That's awesome. All right. Hell yeah.
You got the Padres when they were getting hot. You had Tatis hitting every opening at bat. Fucking Yaya. And then you go and play the best baseball team ever assembled on grass. Like, let's cool it. They're going to be okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think we all agree there. That's awesome. Oh, go ahead, Tone.
Braves not having a winning record is blasphemous. That's
yeah.
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 It's against the law.
All right.
It should be.
Let's move forward. Let's go NFL. Raiders extend Geno Smith $75 million on a 2-year extension. Shedeur Sanders still looking for work. People, Jack, go ahead and talk to us.
So, this is the same problem I had with the Giants. This is an amount of money and a time frame that you do not want to be paying a backup quarterback. You're now committed to Geno through the 2027 season. You've guaranteed over $60 million to him. So this isn't how you're going to move off. And Tone, I just went all over your Braves, so apologies, but I'm coming after the Falcons now. I'm coming after the Dirty Birds. No one's going to watch how they played that situation with Kirk Cousins and Penix last year and replicate it again, where you go, okay, we're going to do the big extension for Geno and then spend a first-round draft pick on the quarterback right behind him. So all of a sudden, I don't know Shedeur's landing place anymore. I got the Jets at 7. They're spending no money on Justin Fields. They've been, honestly, a little bit in the shadows. Aaron Glenn just had a statement this last week where he came out and said it's intentional. They want to work in silence. This organization's been too noisy the last couple of years. We want to get right, and then we'll come back out, which I really appreciate from Aaron Glenn. So maybe they're just kind of keeping it mum's the word, but their spot, not too much money to Justin Fields, only a 2-year deal. That could be a landing spot for Shedeur. Would hate it. And I don't imagine Dion is liking that Woody Johnson's going to be signing Shedeur's checks, knowing the history of the NFL. So now, as I look at it, if you make it past the Jets at 7, assuming no one's trading up and losing assets to make this move, you got the Saints at 9, who make a lot of sense. Saints at 9. Kellen Moore just went there, just worked with Jalen Hurts, obviously just won a Super Bowl in Philly, now going to New Orleans. We talked about, the Derek Carr woke conversation. We don't have to drag him again today. But now this is also a team that spent late round draft picks on quarterbacks every year the last 3 years. They drafted Jake Haener out of Fresno State, and they drafted last year Spencer Rattler out of South Carolina. So they've been a little kooky in the quarterback room, but I think there would be a potential spot, particularly for a first-year head coach. And then the last one, this Brock Purdy deal still isn't happening. Dion did play for the 49ers. It was the same ownership group at the time. That's kind of interesting for me. Shedeur Sanders to the 49ers kind of works for me. I'd kind of dig that. I'd be all over that.
That is interesting. Damn. The
Now, there'd have
Niners.
to be a little slide, but if you start crossing those teams off, I'm now of the thinking Shedeur Sanders will not be in attendance for draft day because he's got a chance to go Geno Smith green room slide where he's got to borrow a yellow sweater from his buddy just to show up the next day. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that's one of the all-time Geno Smith's start to his career. I'm glad to see him go get $66 million guaranteed because the start to his career was sliding all the way to the second round, getting embarrassed on draft day. And then before ever having a start, having a gambling debt from a card game the night before, a linebacker on the Jets come and knock him out in the locker room, break his jaw. So it was a weird start to the Geno Smith career. Glad to see him settled in, but Shedeur Sanders is still looking for work, people. Still looking for work.
Holy shit. I forgot that Geno Smith. That is a tough start.
Crazy. Crazy.
Go ahead,
It was in like June. It was like, yeah, he's going to miss all of training camp. He broke his jaw. It's like, what?
Yeah. I'll tell you this, Jack. This is what I can say. And I've been on the train and I'm going to remain on the train, but Shedeur is a sure lock. And it doesn't matter what team landed him, let me tell you, whatever team. And I like the 49ers tape because Father Prime has some history there, some great days there, and I can see that becoming a thing, and I can see that gold and red looking real good on Shedeur. I could see him coming out there and having an immediate following with that West Coast behind him. But I will say I don't think the window has closed with the Raiders. I don't think Geno Smith and his $60 million threatens any quarterback that's on the market. I don't think that screams automatic, QB1, automatic QB1 for the full season, or even automatic QB1 for the first 3 games, because you put some fire up Geno ass and he goes out there and throw 3 interceptions in the first 2 games. That 60 is just, yeah. So Shedeur, I think what I do think is these teams are putting more pressure on themselves than that's needed. That's what I do think.
Yeah, I mean, personally, it does look like the Raiders are not going Shedeur. It looks like Shedeur is going to fall. And it's interesting because, I mean, when you talked about Niners and Lonnie Lyle in the chat, he also liked the take. That's not a bad one because they haven't come to an agreement with Purdy yet. And if Shedeur does fall, why not? Kind of.
The more tape I watch on Shedeur, man, the more I'm talking myself into it. He's got a freaky arm talent. I think he's holding the ball a lot. I think that's a lot of the sacks. So he's got to clean that up. But Kyle Shanahan ends up being your quarterback coach, offensive coordinator, play caller, head man. You get all that in the same guy, and they teach a progression offense where it's not Joe Burrow. Let me drop back, read the Mike linebacker boundary safety, determine the defense, and then go accordingly. Everything's set up off that outside zone, and your eyes and feet marry together, and you're going from 1 to 2 to 3. That can be learned. There's a reason Brock Purdy in his rookie year is Mr. Irrelevant, took this team as deep as they did. It's an offense that's quarterback friendly. I would love to see that because this $55 million, but getting rid of all of his weapons for Purdy, I don't understand that at all. I think that's 5 years of purgatory for you, and people end up getting fired at the end of that 5 years. This is a cool move for me. Move off it.
Yeah, no, I mean, and if you can get Shedeur that late, if Shedeur really isn't going, but I mean, that's the tough part. And so if Shedeur, goes early, a spot I saw for the Niners was if they're drafting late and get a 3rd round or 4th, 5th round quarterback, I was like Dylan Gabriel to either the Niners or the Dolphins late in the draft. And I just heard that from one of those posts, and I'm pretty sure it was like an Oregon post, whatever. But later in the draft, I'm like, that's not a bad spot, because what are your guys' thoughts on Dylan Gabriel? I think he's played a lot of college football, a lot of snaps, is accurate, can play catch, and I know he's lefty and small, but I think there's a spot for him in this league, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Jack, talk to me.
Absolutely a spot for him. I do not see it as we're going to really he's never going to be a franchise quarterback.
Yeah,
I think he'll be a very productive backup quarterback. Like the Taylor Heineke's of the world and some of these guys, Dylan Gabriel's there, if not better.
I was going to say, because I think he's better. He's threw a lot of passes and said a lot of, he played ball.
did he not get more out of that Oregon team than Bo Nix did? And did we not just see Bo Nix go to the playoffs? Like like height and speed and all those things, the measurables all kind of match up pretty similarly. I know he's only 5'11", but Bo Nix isn't a big kid.
Bo Nix, he's got I think he's 6'2", 6'3", but
6'2". So you got 3 inches you're trading to Bo Nix, and but same kind of deal. Journeyman, both coming into the league at 25 years old,
and playing
both coming out of that Oregon
snaps,
system.
lots
of snaps. Man, I'm with you. The quarterback rankings in this draft, I think, are fucked up. If I'm being honest, I've gone through them. I don't see it. I like a lot of these guys. There's just no like. As much as I like a Riley Leonard, what a year he had. Like, there's just no way, man. There's no
chance in the NFL. That guy should join corporate America. Like, I just don't see it. Or go be a coach for Notre Dame or something. I'm not trying to dog on him. Actually, I am. I don't think Riley Leonard's great at all. I don't know.
Here's what's going to happen, though. There's going to be a shock quarterback draft pick. Someone's going to go early on one of these guys that they think they see something that isn't there. Let's go through it right now. Here are the updated quarterback rankings, according to ESPN. Cam Ward 1, Shedeur Sanders. We've known that for forever. Jackson Dart remains at 3. Tyler Shaw has since jumped everybody, come all the way up to 4. Tyler Shaw, good player, did get beat by Stanford this year in a game he had to win. Like he couldn't put it together at Texas Tech or Oregon. He finally got a good coach this year and had a great year. There's a lot of measurables there, but he doesn't move, can't open his hips and move laterally. I watched him play against SMU. Unbelievable deep ball thrower, but anytime we were in the backfield, he couldn't shake us. We were getting home every single time. Jalen Milroe sitting here at 5. If you chaff Jalen Milroe as a quarterback, you deserve to be fired. You're not watching the film. You don't understand what NFL throws are. You're not watching the film. Will Howard 6 has that dog shit combine. Now he kind of wowed me a little bit down the stretch in that playoff run. I buy throwing a draft pick at Will Howard, but nothing earlier than the 5th round. 5th is the earliest I go on Will Howard. Quinn Ewers, if you draft him, you're moronic. You deserve to be fired. Kyle McCord's worthy of a draft pick. Curtis Rourke is not. Seth Hennigan is not. This is a weird group.
Dude, I've seen some things that it's, what's his face? Who's our guy? Abdul Carter going to the Browns, and then the Browns use their next pick on Jackson Dart if they can. And I think I've heard that move because think about it. The Browns are right there, too. They got Kenny Pickett.
He's a great back.
And
Perfect back.
Their Deshaun Watson's out for the year. And they
they're
have no one else.
To take a quarterback, and maybe they're just playing it coy. I thought the buzz after the combine was that they were the rumored team that were not super into, or they were disenchanted with Shedeur. And then Stefanski came out and said, no, we love Shedeur. We had a great interview with him. But that was the murmurs. Was the Browns in particular didn't love the interview they had with Shedeur.
And I could imagine that, and who knows what Shedeur's attitude was with the Cleveland Browns. I mean, respect.
And there's such an interesting perspective to take on this, because there certainly was not hey, this is a welcoming environment. They definitely tried to get him off his game and see his personality, character, all that. But I'm sure in doing so, they were just being dickheads, and Shedeur just flat doesn't have time for it. He's been around this his whole life. He knows who he is. He's like, look, what the fuck are we doing? He was not going to be rattled by that process. And, you hear the stories. They ask you just nonsense questions where the answer doesn't even matter. It's all just to see how you think and react, and they just try to get you off your game. So
do you have an example? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't know it that well.
They'll say, how many windows are in New York City? And then they want to see, do you think about cars? Do you think about the buildings? Do you think about this? Do you think it's got nothing to do with football? It's got nothing to do with anything. What's your Chipotle order if they're out of chicken? They'll just ask you that. And you're like, what the fuck are we doing here? And I'm sure Shedeur gave a little bit of that, just a little bit of big league to him of look, I'm a first round fucking quarterback. Take it or leave it.
Hey, and that's an attitude that I respect and kind of love out of Shedeur, because he knows exactly who the fuck he is. And he's willing to look off teams, because he's like, I know who I am. If you don't want me, then don't want me, and watch me beat you from another squad.
It's a skill when it's authentic. When you're faking it and it's obvious, that's where you get like Bryson DeChambeau early in his career, where you're like, fuck this guy. Like, he's just an asshole. When it's authentic and it's real, it's such a skill, and I'm so jealous of it. If you asked me that Windows question, I would have texted like 48 hours later, like, by the way, I've been doing some advanced research. There's actually, like, I would have been so overthinking and insecure about that whole fucking thing. I guarantee that's how it played out for Shedeur and the Browns. And again, this is all conjecture. This is me ripping off a report that Kevin Stefanski refuted, in fact. So this all could be bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
Well, they said his dad during his combine he came and just strictly ran the 40 and walked up out of there. Yeah.
He walked out of the cab with his shoes tied up around his neck, walked out, ran the 4.2, went home. It's like, yeah.
I'm not doing none of the other stuff.
Do you not know about me? I'm fucking prime.
Fucking prime, man. I mean, just one of the great humans of all time. It's just incredible. The showmanship is incredible.
I've met him. Guys, I've met him 3 times. He's a good dude. It's misunderstood. He's a good dude. He had no reason to remember who I was. I had to remind him, but then brought it back up, complimented my dad. Couldn't have been cooler.
Damn. I mean, all those and everything that's come out, and just the type of man he is, because he's a real guy, and so he's good stuff. We love Shedeur.
I think Colorado overpaid over that. I think Colorado overpaid on that extension.
Well, how much money does he bring into their university? He's worth a lot of money.
And it's also
not just football. It's not just football.
This is derailing us, but I was having this debate with my dad last night. Would you rather be 9-3 but have Colorado's season last year, or be 11-1 and be Iowa, where you're boring, you're not in the national picture at all, but you fuck around and go to like a good bowl at the end of the season?
Well, now you make the playoff 11-1.
Now you make the playoff, yeah. But would you rather be Indiana last year, but not Indiana, like Iowa or someone team where it wasn't a national story, right? They weren't the underdogs.
It depends who I am. It also depends who you are. Like, are you just a fan? Are you the one of the recipients of a check? I guess my point is, if you're not going to win the last game of the season anyway, wouldn't you rather that?
Yeah.
Like a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And I mean, we'll see in the next in the next couple years. I mean, with the NIL and Prime, getting that secure deal, kind of showing I'm not going to the NFL at least for a few more years. They're going to start I think they're going to start building a real roster, one that can actually go compete in this playoff and win the Big 12. And
this is the prove it year. Because all of a sudden,
they're
going to try to start a 17-year-old at quarterback. You didn't come in with the Jackson State group that was all world, and that was always the plan. They were never going to end at Jackson State. That was the job Deion could get at the time, and he knew he could take care of Shedeur and Travis Hunter on the back end. Genius move, and cool that they actually pulled it off. But that was who carried them. You just lost, best corner and a top 10 wide receiver in the league last year from that team. You lost your starting quarterback. You lost 3 of your starting receivers in Jimmy Horn and the other kid too. This is the prove it year for Colorado. We'll see. We shall see.
You're damn right. All right, let's move on. Can you believe that this all started from Raiders extending Geno Smith?
I know. NFL, man.
It's a beautiful
it's
stuff.
So the king. It's so the king.
It's so the king. All right. Good news. Cowboys trade for Joe Milton from the Patriots. The Patriots traded Joe Milton in a 7th round pick to the Cowboys for a 5th round pick. I got a line right here. This is who they were hoping Trey Lance was going to be, referring to Joe Milton. I like the move. Joe Milton showed fucking great promise in his one real NFL game. He's got a cannon. That's always been, and it's not like he's a big armed cannon. Like, he's just got that snap of the wrist that it just fires out of there. And he's athletic as hell. And he looked like a great, I'd say almost prospect, NFL prospect, if you will. And it looks like he could be not only a good backup, but maybe Dak's replacement. Jack, talk to me.
From a measurable standpoint, this is a more athletic Jamarcus Russell with none of the baggage, none of the issues. Good kid, does everything right, can flick a ball 90 yards like it's no problem. Like, more arm talent than you've ever seen. 6'5", 250, and mobile. Beast. The only question on him always was, Can he taper off and throw the intermediate and short routes? Does he have an off-speed pitch, or is it all fastball? And then 2, the offense they're running at Tennessee, lots of go balls, very college football, not a lot of pro concepts going on to him. So could he break down defenses and do something where it wasn't so pre-snap determined where the ball was going and they were one-man reads? Could you drop back and take care of all that business? He got the full year of tutelage in a cool rookie quarterback room between him and Drake May, gets to hang out, learn from that great organization and all the veterans they had surrounding him and all the other offensive positions, and then comes in with his one game. Now, asterisk game, because the Bills had clinched their circumstances. Josh Allen did play the first half of this game. So it wasn't like you were playing. It wasn't the Broncos playing.
Wait, I think he only played the first snap to keep his consecutive games played streak. I think he.
So I think so. It wasn't just the first snap. It was to keep the consecutive games, but I think they gave him the full either first quarter or first half.
Okay, but regardless, it is asterisk game, and I do agree with you there. And honestly, I didn't know Joe Milton was that big. So maybe he does. So do you think Boulder shoulder
22-29, efficient as hell, looked comfortable, looked like everything was on time. His pocket presence was outstanding, had a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, no picks, ends up winning over the Bills in the final regular season game for a Patriots team, obviously, that had 5 wins. So asterisks, but fucking, yeah, that's awesome. And now Cowboys, I mean, this is way too low of an asking price, but who else is going to take the big swing at Joe? So it's like, this is a sweet buy. This is awesome. You brought in Trey Lance in hopes that you could have this option, this insurance on the Dak Prescott situation. And this is the guy you thought you were getting in Trey Lance. This couldn't have worked out better for the Cowboys. And cool for Joe Milton, because Dak has not gotten through the last 2 seasons healthy. He might get some opportunities for a real stretch of games here. And if he can put it together, again, Jamarcus Russell, pick some of your on paper best prospects all time. From a measurable standpoint, guy's a physical freak.
Yeah, no, undoubtedly. I can't believe. I didn't realize he was that big. I must have missed it or something. I didn't realize he was 6'5", 250. I would have said, just the 6. He almost like a 6'3", 220.
Listed at 6'5", 246.
Okay, so he could be more. Jeez, he's a big dog.
He looks it. He's a big dog, and he did a backflip.
I remember that. That's what's making me kind of be like, holy shit, because I remember the backflip fucking most of everything last season. Are you kidding me? That was insane.
Yeah,
wow.
Florida kid. He's gonna be. I'm excited. Like I might set like an ESPN alert that like tells me if he's ever coming in the game, so I can be like, all right, here it comes.
That's so awesome. Here's KG Little Joe's. What's up, gents? Watching the Bears sign their new backup QB,
Minshew.
No, it says right? Mins. QB. I don't know if he's trying to say minutes. Regardless, I think he's saying Case Keenum. Who the hell is this guy? Sounds like a made-up player in Madden 25. Case Keenum is the fucking Houston guy and was the Vikings. He's the
Miracle Minneapolis guy.
Yeah. Case Keenum. Whoa.
Journeyman. Record breaker at Houston. Played for Kevin Sumlin. Got Kevin Sumlin the A&M job.
Exactly. I was going to say. I was like, Case Keenum, I remember he played us, if you will. Didn't he play UCLA? When
he played against UCLA, we tore his ACL the first year we played him and ended up winning because we played against the third string. Next year, he shredded us for 6 touchdown passes.
Woo, man, what a life that was.
Ouchie.
The good old days. But yeah, no, Case Keenum, he's good backup. He's got a lot of experience, and he might be able to help Caleb fucking learn something. All right, well, those are the topics. Should we hop into tonight's picks?
Take us to picks, babe. Take us to picks.
All right. Well, after doing my 1-7 patheticness, I'm scared to give out more than 1 or 2 plays for the rest of this week, at least. Don't worry. Monday, I'm going to be back. But so tonight, all I got is Lakers money line. Come on now. Lakers at home. Big game. Not going to take the Warriors lightly. Should be free. And my whole theory, when it's a real game and the Lakers are going to get up for it, this is when they're the best. This is when you're going to see peak Lakers. This is why I'm fucking excited for these playoffs, because all these games that you see him drop and the weird ones like the Bulls going crazy, it's because the Lakers aren't showing. They're not thinking twice about the Chicago Bulls or anything. They keep thinking, they can have a night off and they play lazy defense and only have to pick it up in the fourth, and these teams come in and have the game of their life, sneak up on them, bite them in the ass. Well, when Steph Curry and co. is going to be in the building, they won't take it lightly. This is going to be playoff energy. This is going to be an incredible game to watch. And give me Lakers money line.
Yeah, it's an expensive ticket at Crypto. I'll never call it Crypto again. It's Staples. It'll always be Staples to me. But it's going to be a sold out electric crowd at Staples tonight. This will be all world basketball. I fully expect. I got the Lakers on the -1.5. Don't mind the points. I will say we're terrible free throw shooters, so if I get burned on that, that's on me. But I'm not betting props. I would lean under because I think we're going to get just a playoff defensive effort like we did against Houston the other night, held them to 86. But I just want to see the fireworks. I'd love to see this game be Lakers are winning at 120 to 117, and it's a Luka walk-off. I would love the fireworks. And then, as promised, we are in baseball season. Daily MLB parlay. Yankees to avoid the sweep tonight. They're going to beat the Snakes. The Brewers beat the Reds. And Nestor Cortez, after getting rocked in his first start, battles back for a great outing, over 4.5 strikeouts.
All right.
The guy's a grinder. I respect that kid's game.
Hey,
he rode the subway to Yankees games last year.
That's
cool, dude.
Wait, so Cortez is the Yankees pitcher tonight?
No, he's the Brewers. He got traded to the Brewers, and then he had to pitch against the Yankees on opening day, and his first 3 pitches, I'll go yeah.
Woo! That's brutal work. I was about to say, I got to ask this question, Tone, and then I'll let you go. Aren't the Brewers shit, or is that just a fluke series?
They always win more than they are actually good, so they're a great team to bet on.
Oh, hey,
shit start to the year, but they've made the playoffs 6 of 7 years. So.
Oh, damn. What happened? Or didn't they have a guy named Yelich? Wasn't Yelich supposed to be?
Yelich is still there. Christian Yelich is still there.
What happened to him? What I thought, is he good?
He had an MVP year. He's been good. He's been all-star level. He's just not been the same. He's not been the MVP he was in Miami.
So he comes from Miami. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's KG Little Joe's with the Brewers are overachievers every year, but not this year. KG.
They are tonight. Nestor Cortez is too goddamn competitive. Big night from Nestor Cortez.
All right, Tone. Take it away, my friend.
All righty, what I will start it off with is a few better tips for you guys, man. Tread lightly. We heading into the playoffs, as you know, so it's uncharted waters. Try to chase the teams that are still fighting for some, because a lot of them already know that it is Cancun on 3. All right, so since we got out of the way, I'm starting with my money lines and spreads. To the top of the board, I got the Magic for the W. I got the Wizard for plus 15.5. I got the Bucks for W. I got the Bucks for minus 12.5. I got the Cincinnati Reds for the W. I got the Yankees for the W. I got the Yankees for the plus 1.5. I got the Timberwolves for the W. I got the Nets under 216.5 total points. Then over to college, I got Villanova for the W. That's one I snuck in. Lakers. Oh, matter of fact, double bet. That's not the Cincinnati Reds. That's Cincinnati College. That's men's basketball. Cincinnati for the W. Correct that. And that's Villanova for the W. Lakers for the W, Lakers minus 1.5. And then here's another tricky part that I did. Golden State for the plus 1.5. Why you doing that, Tone? Because I think it's going to be a 1-point game. I'm just telling you. It's gonna be.
Wait, you're trying to sharp the. Hold on, I had to take my glasses off to make sure I can see you real quick. You're trying to sharp the 1 point in this Lakers Warriors game.
I love it.
Tone,
Thread that needle.
I love it.
I hit on 19s around here. I love that.
Hey, man. Now over to the player props for the people that want some player props. Austin Reeves, 19.5 points. LeBron James, 24.5 points. Rui Hachimura, 11.5 points. Luka, check it. I faded Luka tonight. This is why. I'll give you a quick reason. He's going to be chasing around Curry tonight. Luka might get into some early unnecessary foul damage. Luka has very bad luck against Steph Curry. I don't know if people ever watched him or whatever. So I just feel like his homeboys, his Robins or Batmans or however you want to look at, they going to step up tonight. So we're going to get a lot of Austin Reeves, and LeBron's going to do what he needs to do to cover whatever Luka, So under on the 28.5 points, but I got another Luka prop I'm going to say later. Steph Curry, 27.5 points over. Lakers, 14.5 3-pointers. Golden State, 16.5 3-pointers. Lakers, first team to score. Overtime? Yes. Luka Doncic, 36.5 points plus rebound. That's the Luka prop you need to get, y'all. Luka might get 12 rebounds tonight from all them bricks that the Warriors going to put up. Steph Curry, 29.5 points plus rebounds. Draymond, 11.5 assists plus rebounds. Podziemski, under. Fade Podziemski. Fade him. 8.5 assists plus rebounds. We ain't letting him in the paint tonight. Luka, 7.5 rebounds. Kuminga, 3.5 rebounds. Yabusele, this is my lock for tonight. Yabusele, 10 points. 10 points. Yabusele, lock. Julius Randle, 18 points. Rudy Gobert, 11.5 points. And last but not least, Davion Mitchell for the Miami Heat. Lock him in for 10 points. Let's get it.
Tone, as always. Well, honestly, you have, I think, 30 bets going on the Laker game alone. Like, we got to get the editor going. We got to get our boy Tuck going on the edit already. Because if you clean house on that, that's going to be one of the great clips of all time. It's just to go. I threaded the needle on a 1.5 spread. I took them to overtime. They went to overtime. Over. All hits. The under on Luka hits. Podziemski stays his ass out there. Like, if that all comes together. And by the way, it's going to be good gambling. You're going to win more than 50% of those bets. It's a good way to go at it. But if they all hit, it's one of the great cards I've ever seen put together.
Holy shit, that would be unbelievable. So I have KG Joe's up here. He says, I'm taking Warriors tonight. Curry's in one of those cheat mode playing modes right now. Curry over points and Reeves under points. So he's saying fade Reeves. I don't
Reeves
know about that one,
Luka.
KG.
I think you have that right. Reeves picks up Luka. Yeah.
Wow, a lot. All right, we'll see. I like Lakers. I like Tone, and I like all the thought process we had going on here. But KG's over here, and KG sometimes has those snipes, and it's just sick work. All right, well, Jack.
I want more action. I'm just gonna add. I know I've got the Yankees money line in my deal. I'm gonna take them -1.5 as well. I'm not in the parlay. Just take Yankees straight up -1.5. I'm adding that to my card right now.
So you like it? You think the Yankees prevent themselves from getting swept?
I think this Carlos Carrasco is going to have a good outing, get at least 5. The bullpen didn't really have to go to work the last couple nights. I think we get Devin Williams back from paternity leave. I think the Yankees cruise tonight.
My question about that, I was like, didn't you say this Yankees team with how banged up they are, like aren't going to be as good? And then they had the opening weekend against, I'm calling them the shitty Brewers, but maybe I don't know, ball. You tell me I'm wrong at any point. And now they're coming back to reality with a real team. Start with the sweep. Next one's
there are guys they're putting in position that I don't know long term they're capable of like ever being that guy. But right now, early start, Austin Wells, their catcher, has hit 3 bombs and is hitting over 330, playing really well. No strikeouts last night. He was the only player on the Yankees on a tough night not to strike out last night. Anthony Volpe has got 4 hits. They're all home runs to start the season. Like, there's a couple guys on this team that, like, you're getting their best baseball right now early. And if you're getting offense, the Yankees aren't getting beat because their bullpen's too good.
Okay. Hey, I believe it. Hey, and that so I get all my most of my ball knowledge from you, Jack. So it's like the starting pitching is going to be the question. Garrett Cole goes down. Luis Gil's out for like a 60-day IL stretch. So you got Carlos Rodon, who's really not a number 1. He's more like a 2 or a 3. You're counting him to be opening day starter, and he's going up against really good guys on the other side. So he's an interesting guy. Marcus Stroman was a guy I don't think they even wanted to bring back. It was an awkward deal during spring training, and now you're asking him to be a major part of the lineup. This Carlos Carrasco is coming in new, but he's a strikeout guy. This is the guy who can dice you up a little bit. Might be is my pick of the Yankees' 6 starters. When they go to postseason, they'll go to a 5-man rotation. He'll go to the bullpen and be a 1-inning setup guy. Oh, all right. And KG Lojo says take the over 9.5 in the Yanks game. So we'll see. All right, Jack, want to hit that outro?
Absolutely. This was the Wanna Parlay Podcast, home of everything Wanna Parlay, the proud father of the $2 parlay and the world's richest parlay, where every day people are turning $2 into $2,000. Today was a great show. I had about 7 or 8 guests all tell us no, so that sucked. But other than that, I thought we carried it pretty good. I'll go as far as say we had 2 minutes of some of the best. Like, if we made a 10-minute mashup of our best moments on this show, 2 minutes are going to come from today's episode. So pats on the back and points to all. We'll be back at the same time Monday. which is going to be recapping the final 4 games, and then coming in hot to Monday night, we'll be teeing you guys up for the basketball national championship. So hopefully we get an interview with our guy on the ground there, good Lottie, who won the VIP contest. We'll keep you guys posted on all that stuff, but back same time Monday, updating you guys on Wanna winners, latest leaderboards, and talking all things sports.
Awesome stuff. Shout out KG Lil Joe's, absolute legend, for showing up and showing out in the chat. Lonnie Lyle, our boy, legend. Like Jack said, we'll be back 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on Monday, recapping all things Wanna and sports. Appreciate you guys showing up and showing out. And we'll be seeing you. Peace.
Pull out your phone. Yeah, Tone. If you wanna parlay, down low wanna parlay. I just hit a parlay. I'ma throw a party. If you wanna parlay, down low wanna parlay. I just hit a parlay. I'm about to throw a party.
I just woke up in time to check out my parlay from last night. I hope it's a good day. If I'm on top the leaderboard on Wanna Parlay, that mean it's a good day. Oh yeah, I forgot that the Hawks played. I bet you Jordan Poole have an off day. Guaranteed Travis Hunter made a mouse play. If so, I done cashed on my parlay. 2 picks, 4 picks, 6 picks, 7 picks. Pick your poison. Wanna Parlay, then download the app right now. Come on, join it. If you lose one time, gotta keep on going. Flip them winners, gotta stack them coins. Stay in the race like Jackie Joyner. You will win if you stack them points up. NBA, CBB, MLS, NFL, MLB. Take your time, build your slip. NHL, MMA, UFC. Yeah, you can go big on big. Yeah, or you can go small on small. World Series, Super Bowl, March Madness, championship, win them all.